Welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or the Tri-F podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up, which we've already done several times tonight, but it's fine. We're doing this for editorial purposes at this point.
Yeah.
So tonight we're talking about, can Nephilim have babies? Or Nephilim demons, that kind of thing. The big inward Nephilim.
And we're gonna go over Bob Larson's video where he talks about it. So this is gonna be kind of another reaction. For those that don't know, Bob Larson he's an exorcist. He's been doing exorcisms for like 50 years. And
I went to the gym today.
You went to the gym today?
Oh, you didn't say exercise?
Oh, yeah, we could exercise if you want. We could live stream and exercise.
No.
That would be fun.
No, it wouldn't.
I mean,
it is how you get an ego from a bunch of 13-year-olds watching you. Oh, that guy's so cool.
He's so buff. I mean, it is popular these days.
Working out on stream?
Yeah, streaming your workout.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, just get on Instagram and post up your phone somewhere and work out, and you got videos.
That's insane.
And
pick things up and put them down.
Yeah, mostly you just gotta do shorts, like short videos. And boom.
I can see shorts if you're doing something like super impressive, but not just like working out online. That's stupid.
Yeah, I really like one guy. He's funny. What's his name? Anatoly. He's a power lifter.
Yeah.
And he'll disguise himself as a janitor and walk up. And he's like my size. Yeah. He's like my size. And he's been powerlifting for a long time. So he can lift all those really heavy weights and stuff.
Yeah.
And what he'll do is he'll pull pranks and dress up as the janitor and walk up to these massive dudes.
Yeah.
Who are lifting like 300 pounds. Like
they're all fluffed up on steroids, but he's like a bag of steel cables.
Yeah, and he looks like you and me, and he'll just walk up, janitor, just pushing a broom.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, can I clean here? And he's leaned over and picked up like 200 pounds with one arm. And those guys are like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm cleaning. And he'll hold the bar and sweep with his broom.
Yeah.
At the same time, and they're just baffled.
What the?
Hilarious. But anyways, we're gonna un-ADHD and go back to this video.
All right. Well, Bob Larson, he looks like a real smart guy.
Yeah, a lot of people think he's fake and he pays people to act and stuff. And
yeah,
it's kind of hard to discern because it does look really fake, but sometimes they look real. And I've been trying to figure out the difference. But anyways, he posted this the other day, and I thought it would be a cool subject to talk about.
Cool. Let's see what he says. He says ads
big business
for monetization.
Today. These ancient half-human, half-demon entities known as the Watchers in the Book of Enoch are enigmas that sell massive quantities of Christian and secular books. Podcasts focusing on the paranormal talk about Nephilim non-stop, and the emphasis isn't about a fondness for Holy Scripture. Interest is driven by a fascination with the idea that these beings once roamed the earth, and some say still do. They were giants of prodigious height and strength. Some believe they were the source of inspiration for the ancient Roman and Greek gods who were modeled after memories of Nephilim. Do such beings really exist? Why weren't they all destroyed by the flood? Are they coming back again at the end of time? Should Christians even care? I have answers to these and other questions about whether a race of super beings, half human and half satanic, is rising again before the Great Tribulation. Hi, I'm Bob Larson. Millions around the world know me as the real exorcist. I've battled demons for 5 decades. I'm going to share with you what I've learned about how demons and the devil seek to kill, steal, and destroy. Thank you for watching.
Well, we already knew that.
And as always, like and share. Liking means that you like us, so YouTube will like us. And like sharing RFK. Means that other people who need to see this very important message won't miss it because you turn them on to it. In addition, subscribe and hit that notification bell. From time to time, we give special announcements about what's going to be coming up. And sometimes I do something on the spur of the moment, and you'll be the first to know about it. So be sure that you subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting this ministry. Those of you who do see the need to do that,
Oh. Skip that. Hold on.
Was he doing shameless plugs for himself?
Donations.
What is the most dangerous demon in the world? How is it possible to have an evil spirit in your mind or your body, but especially your mind and soul, wreaking havoc physically and emotionally, and you don't realize it?
It's everybody. You gonna say it's everybody?
Everybody.
Where'd he go? Oh, it's a weird video.
Why should we worry about Nephilim? Well, is the current interest in Nephilim the result of overblown interest, or should we be concerned that a super race of giants is out there somewhere, that they lurk in darkness, waiting to seduce female humans to produce a race of half-breed creatures who will rule the earth just before the return of Christ?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Talk of Nephilim is a staple of paranormal-themed podcasts, right up there with alien encounters and ghost hunting. But most...
Which is what we're all about. So that's why I was like, this would go good with us. At least I like what he's talking about.
Yeah. I do. I think it's all in your mind now.
What's up?
I said I do, but I think it's all in your mind.
Nephilim?
Yeah. I think you want me to give my rundown on it already?
Yeah, sure.
So I think Nephilim are they're still here, but they're in spirit form.
Okay.
Right? Because they can't. I'm under the impression that we reincarnate, but Nephilim aren't spirits of God, so they can't incarnate into anything.
So they can't.
So that's why they're still on the earth, the and after, you know?
Yeah.
Genesis. Yeah. So and after is just them, it's their spirits being on the earth, right? And so those spirits take the form of ideas or thoughts. And when you entertain negative thoughts in your mind, the more you entertain those thoughts, the more credibility they get, and the more they grow into you, right? So when you start calling your thoughts you're identifying with a Nephilim spirit more or less, and he is terraforming your body to what he wants.
Well,
so like whenever you partake in vices like drinking or smoking or things like that, like that's the demon breaking you down to make you look more like he used to look, because it breaks your body down, right? So your vices are subversions that the enemy or the Nephilim spirit get you to do,
Yeah.
To corrupt God's creation.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there's a race of giants hiding out in caves.
and if there are, what would he call them? Just giants?
What would you call them?
Yeah, just giants.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I would still think it would be like if they were, it would still be Nephilim blood, more or less.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I've only been here for like 35 years.
Right. That's something that often gets misunderstood. Is we're only so old. We're still trying to understand things that happened in history.
Yeah.
Even 100 years ago, we still have trouble with.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay.
5 basic questions that the true Christian believer must consider and answer. Let me lay it out for you. Number 1, origin. What was the origin of Nephilim? Were they oversized humans or a special class of fallen angels? Are there sufficient biblical grounds for defining who Nephilim were? Second, how many? Were there only a handful of giants in the pre-Diluvian age, or were the biblical accounts of Nephilim understated? 3, did the flood immediately destroy Nephilim? If Nephilim were demons and cohabited with human females, and produced a hybrid, mongrelized offspring of devil children, were they destroyed by the great flood? 4, can Nephilim still make humanoid babies? Do Nephilim currently have sex with human women and produce offspring? Some think they do. Number 5, strange creatures. Are today's sightings the random sightings of creatures that are supposedly
Bigfoot
substantiated with
Bigfoot is definitely
evidence?
Nephilim that got away.
To put it another way, is Sasquatch a Nephilim?
was the one that got away. Oh, I hope we don't.
He was in the monkey cage. He was disguised. He was like in the ark, right? He was just like.
Well,
We
could go all the way back to our very first episode on that one.
There are several biblical passages that seem to refer to Nephilim. The most often quoted and explicit reference to Nephilim is Genesis 6:1-3.
Can you hear the
video? Let me quote it for you.
Yeah.
When man began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were attractive, and they took them as their wives, any they chose. Some speculate that Ezekiel 32:27 speaks of Nephilim. And they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to hell with their weapons of war, and they have laid their swords under their heads, but their iniquity shall be upon their bones, though they were the terror of the mighty in the land of the living. And then there's Numbers 13, verses 32-33. That's another passage, suggesting gigantic beings when came.
What's that?
He said 33. I said Illuminati confirmed. Sorry.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Caleb and Joshua spied out the promised land. Scripture says, and they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, the land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great stature. There we saw the giants, the descendants of Anak came from the giants. And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight.
Could you imagine that?
A giant like that?
No, just imagine you're an Israelite sent by Moses to go into the promised land and just kind of, scope it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a massive dude, like bigger than Goliath, walking around.
Yeah, I'd probably freak out.
Freak out and come back to Moses and be like, we can't go in there. That's terrifying.
I hope you have an M249 or a 50 BMG, because I ain't going anywhere near that guy.
Yeah. And there's a whole race of these people.
Yeah. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
There are various theories about who the Nephilim were and their origin. One theory about the origin of Nephilim is that these sons of God were actually angels who fell after the original expulsion of rebellious angels when Lucifer was cast from heaven. They became different kinds of demons who took on physical form, and they mated with human females.
He's talking about the Book of Enoch now. That came out of there, I think.
Yeah.
Males. Another theory is that certain demons possessed human males, and then those human males mated with human females, producing a hybrid offspring. Demons were using mortal men to accomplish their goal of genetically polluting the human race.
They're still doing it.
Whichever you choose as your explanation. In either case, these unions resulted in extraordinary offspring, Nephilim. Whether these demons were from Lucifer's original rejection from heaven, or they were other angels who fell at a later date, is pure speculation. We do know that certain demons violated boundaries that God had established and received a special judgment. Jude 1:6 speaks of them as being judged by God, and they are now, quote, kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day, close quote. If we assume that Nephilim were the spawn of demons, there is one motive for such conjugation. They were attempting to pollute the human bloodline to prevent the coming of the Messiah. But there's a problem here. The Bible never suggests that angels are physiologically capable of sex with women to procreate.
Why would corrupting of the bloodline of man stop Christ from coming?
I don't know.
Think about it in the through the view of Will Donahue.
What was your question again? Oh.
Why would the corruption of our blood through, like demons corrupting our behavior, why would that, or demons being part of us, I guess is a simpler way to say that. Why would that keep Christ from saving us?
Well, I mean, in the original story, when Adam and Eve ate the fruit, God cursed the land, right?
Mm-hmm.
That curse was scattered throughout the entire everything, not just us.
Okay.
And that's why, animals, because a lion, if you look at a lion's teeth, their teeth were actually made to eat hard fruits, like apples and stuff like that.
Man, what's that got to do with the question?
I don't know. It goes all the way back to the original turning from God.
So what I'm saying is the only way that Christ can't get to us, or God can't get to us through Christ, is that we hold the demons. Like we give the demons power.
Yeah.
Like if speaking about this in a literal sense, like demons being on the earth, that wouldn't stop Christ from coming.
No.
Right?
But
so if demons can stop Christ from coming, it has to be through our own will.
Yeah. And that's
so it's our behavior.
Yeah, that's what it's trying to get at is it goes all the way back to the original turning from God. God gave Lucifer and all his demons the right to be here and corrupt us all the time. And so they have that legality until we decide individually, I'm no longer going to be part of that legal system. I want to follow Jesus and go back to the Father.
Bet.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Heck yeah.
So, that's just my own little trying to understand it all.
Yeah.
Except for the possible passage of Genesis chapter 6. But there's yet another theory, and that's that these sons of gods were simply just big men, perhaps from the godly line of Sethites. Now, that would explain why there were giants before the flood, and as it says in the Bible, and also afterward. That's in Genesis 6:4.
Which is where they get men like Hercules and Thor and...
Well, did you know that Hercules is the same story as Jesus?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Just change the characters out.
Even though Hercules was like 6,000 years before Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Because, yeah, I don't know.
Not to say that Jesus wasn't real, but to say that this place goes through cycles and different stories happen no matter what. And so there's like different characters that fill those roles as the stories happen for different people. It's all a big cycle.
Nephilim were possibly...
I'll give you a cycle.
still around sporadically after the flood, indicating the giants like Goliath, for example, were exceptional, but not superhuman. What we do know is that both before and after the flood, there was a unique race of giants and superheroes who committed acts of great evil. So my advice is to stop wasting your time on circular logic and fascinating speculation. Don't take your theology from sources, such as the 2014 Noah movie starring Russell Crowe. And don't base your ideas on the Book of Enoch.
That was a great movie, by the way.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's they kind of get out of the biblical context and throw Hollywood in there, but
yeah,
if you don't look at it from a spiritual perspective,
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
How's it compare to Evan Almighty?
It's basically Evan Almighty, but more serious. It's more serious.
Just less Steve Carell.
Yeah, and more. What's his name? Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
I want to watch that one. The new Gladiator.
Oh, is it a new one?
Yeah, there's a new one. It's number 2. I don't think he's in it though.
Yeah.
Oh
my! Is it Jason Momoa?
No, I don't think so. We might have to do
Jason Mimosa. Oh, that's what I'm gonna call him now. Jason Mimosa.
Jason Mimosa.
Because it's a girl's drink.
He'll probably laugh at it and make it up and drink it with you.
Yeah, probably.
I thoroughly debunked that ancient text in a recent podcast entitled, Enoch. Should You Believe the Book of Enoch? Go back and look at it.
I don't like
the Nephilim were not fallen angels encased in rock as the movie Noah suggests. They were not
He's another hard pill to swallow. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out, is he telling the truth? Is he paying people? And he actually talks about, I don't pay people. I make a lot of money, yes, but I've been doing this for like 50 years. I have a big following.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I went back as far as, he's got videos from like 12 years ago, and he teaches the same stuff now as he did then. So he hasn't changed his views or anything.
Yeah.
Or how he does exorcisms. But I mean, he's added stuff like screenings and mental health, and he has this big long checklist that he helps people. And so some of the people on these videos, it's like, that is terrifying. And
yeah,
it looks so real. And then he's got others that's like, she's acting. She's clearly acting.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Aliens, a different order of fallen angels. They were not watchers or rock monsters. They were most likely literal physical beings, big people, who had not yet suffered the degradation of sin affecting the human gene pool. Most of you watching me are too young to remember the movie Rosemary's Baby and the stir that it caused. I remember it. It was a 1968 American psychological thriller, a horror film written and directed by Roman Polanski. The film starred Mia Farrow as a newlywed living in Manhattan who becomes pregnant with a devil baby. Rosemary's Baby, the film, has been widely regarded as one of the greatest horror films of all time. In fact, in 2014, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
That means the CIA.
So here's what the movie's about.
Which movies are they not involved with?
Probably not a lot of them, but the fact that they, I mean, especially during the time era, I mean, that's back when they were doing MK Ultra and all that. They were doing so many psychological ops on people.
Right.
That movie was almost definitely one of those.
It's still a good movie if you like horror.
I've never seen it.
Oh man,
dude, the last horror movie I watched was with you. I think it was
The Ghost in the Darkness.
Silent Hill. That's not a horror movie.
Ghost in the Darkness?
Yeah, that's not a horror movie. That's a thriller.
Okay.
I think it's Silent Hill with the fog and all that.
We watched that one in the barn, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a scary movie.
Especially to watch in the barn, pitch black.
Right? Yeah.
There's another one, I think. No, it's a game. There's a Silent Hill game out.
Oh, yeah?
It's going around. It's really popular right now.
Yeah.
And it's very spooky.
Yeah, I'm not into that, man. I had a dog jump at me through a privacy fence last night. Scared the shit out of me.
Did you pull out your phone and record it?
No, I said, oh, shit.
Nowadays, people don't believe you unless you get it recorded.
Well, then it didn't happen.
Is everything all right? Did you?
Yeah, he just jumped. He was like behind a privacy fence. He just jumped at me while I was walking the dog.
Oh.
It scared the shit out of me.
That's crazy.
He started barking all of a sudden. Like he waited for me to get right up on the fence before he started barking.
Didn't like the smell of your dog or something?
Something.
A satanic cult is there when Rosemary's Baby is born. But Rosemary is sedated by the cult. She comes to. She awakens. Then she's told that the baby was stillborn. But as she recovers, she notices her pumped breast milk is being saved rather than discarded. She stops taking her prescribed pills. She becomes less groggy. She hears an infant crying. She believes it's her baby and the baby is alive. She sees coven members gathered around a bassinet, draped in black with an upside-down cross hanging over it. She peers inside. Rosemary is horrified and demands to know what is wrong with the baby's eyes. She is told that the child is Satan's son and the supposed Antichrist. Remember, this was a Hollywood script, a story made up, not based on any real occurrence. So don't let it fuel your curiosity about Nephilim beings.
Oh, he's gonna plug his.
He has a school?
He has a whole school for learning how to do exorcisms.
That's Our psychic gift's dangerous. Yes. But all around us in secular culture, many individuals welcome ghosts, poltergeists, and so-called lucid dreams. Paranormal TV shows and thousands of internet sites put out the message that
God, bro.
Let me share with you some final thoughts.
Anyways, that was a full plug for his university.
Right, yeah.
Thoughts that gets to the core of this speculation about Nephilim, which I think is very dangerous. Now, some of this interest takes place among people who do deliverance. In the past, I've had to disfellowship members of our Do What Jesus Did deliverance teams because they bought into this idea that there's a different class of demons presenting themselves as Nephilim. This unbiblical speculation is bogus. It's unwarranted. The historic position of Christianity has been this. It's been consistent through the ages. There's only one
is he saying that demons don't
of
exist?
Demons. Those who fell with Lucifer.
What is he saying?
It's possible.
He's saying that there's only one
class
of demons.
Oh, bullshit. There's a hierarchy.
What? Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole hierarchy of them, man. I mean, literally, C.S. Lewis talks about it all the time.
What yeah. Yeah, there's a whole choir of angels and demons and evil spirits.
Yeah. I mean, if demons are angels, then why and angels have a hierarchy, then why would demons not have one too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I get that. I like that he's not pushing. He's dispelling ideas of fear, but he's also subverting in a way too. So I don't really like him. But everybody's got
some of these evil spirits did try to take on some type of human form in the pre-Diluvian age. It's also possible that a mixed offspring of giant beings were part demon and part human. But nothing in the Bible explicitly says this. I'm going to repeat what I've said many times. Look, no person who's alive has cast out more demons than I have. Nobody has more experience and more documented cases by the grace of God.
That's quite a claim.
I have met demons that claim to be Nephilim, but very rare out of 50,000 cases, a mere handful. And using rigorous interrogation, these stories from demonic sources, they just logically break down. I only know actually of one case where there was an attempted demonic impregnation of a woman, which I personally witnessed. Now, I didn't see the act of intercourse itself. I observed the effects in her body of what looked to be a physical pregnancy. So I and the deliverance team, we immediately went to prayer and we commanded a spiritual abortion to destroy whatever was in the woman to whom we were ministering. Well, the demons were enraged that their seed was being destroyed. I have absolutely no way to objectify what took place in the spirit realm, and I've really never speculated further about this incident. To do so would sidetrack me from my calling and my responsibility. So I want you to beware of being fascinated by tall tales told by demons who want to lure those ministering deliverance into conjectural theology. All you need to know is this. Nephilim were enigmatic figures whose exact nature is not explicitly defined in the Bible. Bible scholars have commonly understood Nephilim to be extraordinary beings, giants, associated with human angelic interaction. If they did mate with human women who gave birth, that doesn't happen now. our dispensation is different from that in Jude chapter 6. And God's supernatural boundaries have changed. Could such things take place during the Great Tribulation? Well, perhaps, but that's then, not now. And take note, those today who write and talk about Nephilim as if they were a present danger, they don't do real deliverance. Hear me. These people who write these books, they are not active exorcists. So don't let their sermons and their books influence your thinking. Don't be led astray by these strange ideas. Keep your focus on the victory of Christ over demons operating today and cast them out in the name of Jesus. Send them to the pit and get on with the job of helping people get free in the name of Jesus. Don't you see? This business about the Nephilim is a curiosity that turns people aside from the real calling, the commands of Christ, and the goal of delivering real people from real demons. That's what this ministry does. So,
anyways, he goes on and he talks more about his stuff, his channel, what he does.
He just seems like he thinks an awful lot of himself.
He's very high on himself. So he's kind of the other side of the coin, if you will, from Donahue. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we got...
Yeah.
We kind of went over two different subjects from definitely two different teachers.
Yeah. The old coin flip, eh?
Yep. And
the old coin flip.
We didn't plan it that way. It just happened.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Well, you about ready to wrap up for the night, man?
Well, let's end this segment. Thank you if you're in the live stream for watching. We're gonna end this segment and move on. We might end the live stream or we'll keep going. Not sure. But thank you for watching and we'll see you later.
Deuces, y'all.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to do more? Which we've got the plane crashes, or we've got the that list. What's it called? That Gary wanted to go over.
The client list.
Yeah, we'll wait for Gary on that one because he actually did more research than I did on it.
Yeah. I mean, we could save them both for when Gary's back, honestly.
Yeah, and I was hoping he'd show up by now.
Yeah. It's all good. We can do a short one tonight.
Okay.
We've done 2 hours.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Yeah, man.
I guess we'll go ahead and end it there. And if you're on the live stream, thanks for being here.
Yeah, come back next week.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Later.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.